Yes, Matt.
I'm Matt Ingemanson from Rotary International. I'm very impressed with this meeting, and the reason is that I see that you are presenting a vision of tolerance and cooperation. I understand that this is not a perfect world, but in order for something to become a reality, you have to present that vision. And if the people in Iraq buy into this vision, maybe they can make this into reality. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. And of course, we have to live with the fact that it is not perfect. But hold up a vision of a perfect world would be the leading star to create that eventually. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. More question or comment? I think those are primarily reflections, and I would like to ask any member of the panel who would like to add or to react to those reflections, please. Carl, would you like to say something about the ideal world?
Thank you very much. I was thinking in regard to the comment about the mature Christian lay leadership in Iraq that I think there's some people still wishing to see mature Christian leadership in the United States. So we have a lot we can learn from each other. But as I was reflecting on your comment, it seemed to me that the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights was a global response to a huge, horrific tragedy that defined most of the 20th century. And we've seen this in Iraq and Syria in a smaller episode in the savagery of Daesh. And so if there's good that can come out of this, perhaps it is a global solidarity to re-establish and a recommitment to those fundamental principles of human rights, but also on a more personal level. And I think part of as an American, looking at the difficulty that's occurred in Iraq over the last 15, 16 years, is because we as Americans did not know the Iraqi people well enough. And I think if we knew them better, we may have avoided some of the tragedies that have occurred in the last decade. And so if we can bring some good out of this, maybe it is a determined effort that we know each other and that we have hearts that are open to each other, greater than before this tragedy happened. And if that's the case, then maybe we can raise the Universal Declaration, respect for those rights, to a higher level. And it was said, I think, by the Hungarian ambassador of the necessity to return, remain, and reintegrate. Maybe we can do that in terms of human rights globally.
Thank you, Carl. I knew that I could count on you. Wonderful. One last chance. I think we have certainly more than enough to reflect on for the next not only days but months, and probably for the whole of our lives. So we might say that that's all the time we have for today. We have heard from various angles a common point, that if we really want to defeat the Daesh, more is needed than just its military demise. We have to restore pluralism and diversity that is so to destroy. That's a task that will certainly take more time and maybe more challenging than the military component of the war against ISIS. We have heard from people, organizations, and governments on the front lines of the effort to restore lasting pluralism, diversity, and peace. Those who have described for us what the victims of violence on the part of Daesh really need. May their indefatigable and indispensable efforts inspire our own. So my special gratitude goes out to the ambassadors and representatives from Iraq, Hungary, Poland, as well as France who is here, and for our keynote speakers today, Archbishop Warda, Father Casio and Carl Anderson, Aid Clancy, and Stephen Rush. And once again, thank you for coming and have a nice evening.